Okay, let's look at another example of the formal definition for finding the slope of the tangent line. By the way, it's also known as a difference quotient. You see that there is a subtraction sign in there, and we have a quotient, so it's sometimes referred to as a difference quotient. So we have this definition. We want to apply it this time to a rational function 1 over x. The examples we've seen so far have been just basic polynomial functions, in particular ones with an x squared in it. So here's one that's a bit more complicated. So let's do our initial substitution. So the slope of the tangent, we know we have the limit as h approaches 0. So our first part of the formula says to do f of x plus h. So we're going to take that x plus h and drop it in where we see an x. So that's going to give us 1 over x plus h. And then the next part of our formula says to do minus f of x. So f of x is just 1 over x. And this is all over h. Well, this should hopefully look familiar to you. This type of limit problem, we're going to use the LCM technique, which we have a video for that. So the LCM technique, involved looking at the three denominators, multiplying them all together, and coming up with your LCM. So we're now going to multiply the three terms by that LCM. Okay, so when we do that, notice we have with the first term these x plus h's, which will cancel. Here we have the x's, which will cancel. So let's rewrite what we have. We have the limit as h approaches 0. We have x from the first term minus, now I'm going to distribute this negative to each part that's remaining, so minus x minus h. I'm going to keep my bottom exactly the way it is. We don't want to distribute because we're looking for common factors. Well, we have an x and a minus x, that goes to 0. And then we have this h, which will cancel out that h, and we still have this negative 1 in front. So we have the limit as h approaches 0, and we have negative 1 left up top. In the bottom we have x times x plus h. We could now take our 0 and plug it in for h, which means we can now drop our limit notation. So negative 1 over, this would become x squared. So that's what the formula would be for finding the slope of the tangent line. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay.